We're going to demo different barbell row variations. So like a lot of things with exercise, it's not that one variation is better than the other. You just want to know what your goal is and obviously make sure that your variation matches that. So the two big things we're going to look at is the difference between if you're doing like an underhand barbell row or an overhand barbell row. So if he has his upper arm close in at his side, an easy rule of thumb is as he rows and pulls in, kind of where your elbow points is the direction of what's going to work. So when his arm's passing close to the side, it's driving right in and working towards his mid and lower lats. As his elbow kind of flares away from his side, so if he's rowing to this position or this position, if you just look where his upper arm and elbow points, it essentially points to more upper back musculature. So that's kind of step one of determining. It's a simple rule is if you want more lat development, keep your elbow or arm path staying closer to your body. If you want to shift it to more upper back, so basically things that move your scapula trap and things that move your upper arm, rhomboids and rear delts, then let that elbow flare up. So go ahead and face forward for me. So if we want to look at what happens when he goes, take like a underhand grip first to start. Go ahead and bend your elbow. And now go ahead and just rotate as far as you can, palms all the way down. All right, so what you see here is if you imagine he had a bar right here and he turns it all the way to 180 degrees, you can see his elbows just naturally want to flare from his body. So most people can't actually keep their upper arm still and rotate and pronate all the way to 180 degrees, what you would grab on a bar. So when you get to past where you can go, your body's got to make it up coming from your shoulder joint and your elbow is going to flare out. So in general, if he's doing an overhand grip, the tendency is you're going to be biasing more upper back just because most people can't keep their arms tucked in at the side. So if he goes underhand grip, switch back to where we were, the tendency is if he wanted to grab all the way into a 180 degree position again on a bar, his elbows are going to stay tucked closer into the side. The only added consideration for here is if you can see, for him, go ahead and turn and supinate as far as you can. He really can't quite get there. So that's a lot of people will say, you know, underhand grip is tough on the elbow or tough on the biceps. It really depends on the range of motion that you have. You know, so if you can't quite get to 180 degrees and you technically force it on a barbell, you know, you've got a muscle essentially forced into a range where it really can't contract. So it can be a little unstable for the elbow joint and just something you want to consider. Meaning again, if you can't get anywhere near there and then you repetitively do that motion over and over and over and over, you may be asking for an elbow injury. The goal here is we're working upper back musculature. So even though basically all of your spinal erectors are going to work, just basically working against gravity, holding yourself in place, the only things we really want moving are the things of your upper back. So again, whether it's mid back or it's lats, those are the only really moving muscles we want occurring. So when you take position, you want to just bend from the hips, not the spine. Yeah, so right about there. So again, how far you can go over just depends a little bit on your range of motion. He wouldn't want to go any lower than this because I guarantee if he goes much lower, it's all going to come from the spine. So you want to bend at the hips, you want to lock your spine in stone, and then as he rows, you just want to make sure this stays still. So go ahead and do a couple reps for me. Yep, you see he's driving the lat version here, obviously with the hands in, he's driving his elbows tight into his side. I always say a good cue or good thing to think about is like you're trying to drive your elbows right to the base of your spine, so kind of wrapping them in tight around your body. And the idea again is we're working our back. So if at any point in time, you know, if he starts the motion shifting up, and basically he's using his hips and his erector muscles to get the bar moving and not his upper back. The same thing as he comes to the bottom. If he lets the bar kind of rock him down, then basically when you're going to get that stretch on the lat and have tension there, you're just letting the bar and the weight kind of keep you moving. The big difference for the overhand grip is he bends over, he's going to take the exact same position. And then from here you can see the difference is he's just going to let the elbows flare. So instead of focusing on wrapping the elbows around the side, he's actually just focusing on driving the elbows as far back as he can and really pulling the shoulder blades together as hard as you can. So go ahead and do a couple for me there. And so again, the big difference is the elbow is going from here to here, flaring away from the body. And again, when you're doing the row with the lat intent, you want to focus on finishing wrapped around the body. Here you can actually focus on driving your elbows as far back as you can because one, we want to work the rear delts and the rhomboids, and two, your traps will be able to contract a little bit further and harder if you let those elbows drive far back. So guys, like we said, just hopefully give you some clarity to what your goals are. A big mistake people do is they'll write barbell rows in their program and they'll just do barbell rows. The idea is make sure that you have a goal and match the exercise to that. You know, so the summary is if you want to do a little bit more upper back, the overhand grip might be a little bit of a better option. If you're looking for a little bit more lat development, underhand grip, barring that you have the mobility and range of motion, might be a better option for that.